Young, thank you very much for your time this afternoon. Understandably, under normal circumstances, reporting of gender-based violence incidents is difficult. Victims often cannot get to a place of safety in order to notify the authorities, and understandably, under lockdown conditions, this becomes far more problematic. With that in mind, do you think that the 87,000 complaints is an accurate estimation of the scope of the problem currently?
Thank you. I don't think we are getting the real numbers. It could be that there's more numbers that have not been reported, or probably under-reporting in this instance. But I think the gist of everything is women are now in spaces where they are not safe, and the message that we are sending out to South Africa is keep safe. So the irony is that we're sending out keep safe from corona, but women are in spaces that are not keeping them safe.
So, understandably, people who normally could have evaded instances of conflict are now locked down together for 3 weeks. Why would this cause such an escalation in incidents? Just so that we understand the context and the kind of situations that not only women but also children find themselves in on a daily basis.
Yeah, so it's not even an escalation in the problem. The problem has always been large. The problem has always been there. I think throughout, even with the total shutdown, we've been saying that gender-based violence is a problem in South Africa. I think the scale of it and the magnitude of it is very high, but we have not really been paying attention to it right now because we are in a state where everything else is quiet. So we are now concentrating on this lockdown. It looks like the numbers are high, but in actual fact, in the busy schedule that we've all been getting ourselves with and not even paying attention to gender-based violence, it has been high. So I think what the lockdown has done is to really now shine a light on a problem that has already been big, but has not been given the attention that it deserves. And I think right now, with the numbers that we are seeing, we need to take action.
So obviously with the spotlight now on the problem, as you've pointed out, government is under increased pressure to find workable solutions under perhaps difficult logistical circumstances. We know that there are dedicated units dealing with gender-based violence under lockdown conditions. But what has government said are the strategies or their ways of dealing with this problem at the moment and getting people out of dangerous situations?
So there's a hotline that people can dial. But we know that resources are also a problem at this time, so not everyone has access to a phone where they can call that number. And even when they can, if they are in the same house with the person who's abusing them, how are they going to make that call? So I think there must be something that is done, and we appreciate what government is doing. I mean, it's a difficult time for all of us, and we don't want to isolate issues. So we don't want GBV to take precedence over every other issue that is out there. But I think there is cause for concern that something must be done. And if people are still in the same houses with the perpetrators, removing them becomes something that government must do. And we are going to engage. I think there's a platform where people have already started engaging on what must be done. So it will be good once people have put together a plan of action to come back to this same platform to announce to people what is planned. People are engaging with government, and activists are really putting themselves out there to help government to deal with the problem. As Soul City, we are also putting ourselves out there to help deal with the problem. There's a lot that must be done, and a lot is not done because we don't know the magnitude of the problem. So I'm appealing right now to everyone who has access to somebody who's being abused to really help them by either dialing the number that has been provided, and I can give you the number right now.
That would be great. Thank you.
So I will have to look it up. I don't know.
We will also look up that number and make that available to our viewers. One last quick question. At the moment, some possibly conflicting messaging being sent out. We're encouraging people to stay at home, to stay and obey the lockdown regulations. But what should we be saying to people who find themselves in abusive situations under those lockdown conditions? Should we be saying, don't force yourself to stay in a situation that could also jeopardize or put your life in danger or the life of your children? Should we be saying to them, despite lockdown, leave your place of danger and find safety somewhere else?
Look, I think we need to find safety for people regardless. So as people are going to houses, right now there are 10,000 workers that have been deployed to do testing. I think they should also be equipped with taking down statements that people give around abuse and helping them get out of those situations. So like they were saying when they were targeting taverns, there'll be people, if I'm allowed to use the word spies, there'll be spies that are there to check if people are adhering. Even when they go house to house to do testing, there must be spies who are out there to look for victims of abuse and take them out of those situations. So I think we need to work together. It's not going to be easy. Like we say, we don't want people exposing themselves to the virus, but also they can't stay in situations that are not safe. So something must give, and it's up to the whole of South Africa to find a solution, So if you are in a house with a parent as a child and you know that your parent is being abused, please dial the number, find a way of getting the message out. And as the message is sent out, let's find a way of going to those homes and taking those people out.
Thank you very much. That was the CEO of Seoul City Institute, Fina Kodisang. Message very clear there that we need to look out for each other.